The French Revolution. It's a revolution which has had a noteworthy impact on the human society. It gave the world new ideas and principles which continue even today. Let's take a look at the four phases of the French Revolution. The political bodies functional in France and its tenure classifies the four periods of the French Revolution. We are going to study the first phase, that is the phase of the National Assembly from 1789 to 1791. But before studying the first phase, let's first take a look at the background of France in 1789, which also gives us the causes of the revolution. Political causes. Absolute monarchy of Louis XVI, who was the King of France in 1789. His Queen Marie Antoinette had a considerable influence on him, and that is why his leadership was weak. An American Revolution which served as a source of inspiration for the people of France. Then the social causes. The society of France was highly unequal and unjust. There was the division of the society as is evident from this illustration over here. There were three classes. First estate, which consisted of the clergy and the king. Second estate, which consisted of the nobility. And third estate, which consisted of everyone, that is peasants, serfs, merchants, lawyers, middle class and all others. This was the largest classification as it consisted of 98% of the total population. Now the point to note here is that the third estate was the only class which paid taxes. The first and the second estate was exempted from paying taxes. So this was quite unjust and unequal. The economic causes. The French treasury had a huge pressure on it because it was involved in various wars. It had helped the American Revolution. Then there were royal expenses to take care of the day-to-day administration, and burden of taxation on the third estate created social discontentment. Intellectual cause, of course, it shows the works, writings of thinkers and philosophers like Locke, Montesquieu and Rousseau, which served as a source of inspiration for the people of France. Now, chronology of the revolution. The background and 1789, the major outbreak of the revolution wherein it took place in 1789. The ancien regime is nothing but the old regime, the conditions that we have just taken a look at. Then this is the phase that we are going to study in detail, or we are going to emphasize upon. These are the various events that we have to study. Then there is the third phase of the convention, the fourth phase of the directory. Outbreak of the revolution took place with the summoning of the Estates General by King Louis XVI on 5th of May 1789. Now, what is this Estates General? Estates General is nothing but a political body to which the three estates sent their representatives. The first and the second estates, that is the estates which did not pay taxes, sent 300 representatives each. The third estate, that is the highest of all, sent 600 representatives. However, this estate, the third estate, was not looked up to, and it was given a second-grade treatment at the Estates General meeting, which was summoned at Versailles, the Palace of Versailles. But the representatives of the third estate now demanded something to the king, and the demand was to have one vote for each member, which was rejected by the king. Now, after this, what happened was, the third estate was unhappy with this treatment, and now it wanted to detach itself from the Estates General and formed a new organ or body called as the National Assembly. And they considered themselves as true spokesmen of the French people. Now, this National Assembly was called at an indoor tennis court of Versailles, wherein they swore not to disperse till they draft a constitution of France which limits the power of the monarchy. So that was the oath taken by the people of the third estate, which called themselves, or representatives of the third estate, which called themselves the National Assembly from now on. Now, here's a picture of the tennis court oath. It's a painting. Now, the next event that really marked the zenith of the French Revolution was the fall of the fort of Bastille. Now, what is this Bastille? Well, Bastille was a fortress, and this event, that is 14th of July 1789, is the date on which this event took place. So, event of the fall of Bastille, it marked the culmination or the zenith of the revolution. This fort was a symbol of monarchical tyranny. It was utilized to imprison political prisoners. While the National Assembly was at work to draft a constitution, the people in France were suffering from hunger due to lack of food, and Louis XVI was carrying on all tyrannical measures against the people of France who were in the mood of revolt. And just at that time, there was this one leader called as Camille Desmoulins, who gave a fiery speech which inspired the people, and they started gathering weapons from here and there, and finally they advanced towards the fortress of Bastille, captured it, murdered its in charge, and looted the arms and ammunition from there. This event marked the total abolition of king's power, and this is called as the fall of Bastille, and this day is celebrated even today as the Bastille Day or the 14 Juillet, as called as France, the 14 Juillet. The next is the work of the National Assembly, because our National Assembly has taken over and it has become quite powerful, and in fact it has been recognized by the King Louis XVI. The National Assembly now passes a decree to abolish feudal system. It was the day of 4th August 1789. It formulates a Declaration of Rights of Man, wherein equal rights are given to the people of France. Then a draft constitution is also ready in 1791, the work of the National Assembly, and now it dissolves itself and a new chamber called as National Legislative Assembly is formed. And citizens could elect their members to this assembly, that is the Legislative Assembly. However, this division was made as to who can vote for appointing members to the Legislative Assembly. So the citizens who could vote were called as active group, and the citizens who could not was called as the passive group or passive class. Another work of the National Assembly was the civil constitution of the clergy. They were made as the salaried class. So this was the work of the National Assembly. However, it was not functional for long, and it was taken over by another constitutional functional body, and this National Assembly worked as an assembly which recognized France as a constitutional monarchy. So this is the first phase of the French Revolution. Thank you.